Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about prism. We will recall the previous one. In previous class, critical angle and total internal reflection, right? So critical angle is the one when we incident the light and the refracted ray did not goes towards the another medium. Instead of that, it goes on the interface between the two medium. The refractive angle created as 90 degree. So that incident angle known as critical angle. Okay, we said grazing emergence. Then after the critical angle, further we increase the angle, then what will happen? Instead of going refraction, it goes inside the medium, inside the same medium. We say it as reflection, bouncing back of light to the same medium. So we say this reflection as total internal reflection. Okay, so there are totally two conditions to make total internal reflection. First one is rays pass from denser medium to rarer medium, then angle of incidence should be greater than the critical angle. Correct? Then we solved some numericals and we studied the formula for critical angle, that is sin c equal to 1 by mu, or we can say smaller refractive index divided by higher refractive index, or rarer refractive index by denser refractive index. Okay, that is the formula for critical angle. Clear? Then we study circle of illumination. So in circle of illumination, we found the radius formula, radius of illumination r equal to h into 1 by root of mu square minus 1. Okay, then we studied mirage. So how mirage will happen when we have various layer of air with different refractive index, then mirage will occur. Okay, we can able to see the reflected image or inverted image of the things which are around the mirage. Okay, then optical fiber works based on total internal reflection. So multiple total internal reflection takes place inside the core of optical fiber. Because of that, we can able to transfer the signals with the speed of light. Correct? So prism, a prism is a solid homogeneous transparent and a refracting medium. Okay, it is a solid homogeneous same material and transparent as well as refracting medium bounded with two planed surface. So prism is a refract, not a reflection, not a reflecting medium. The only reflecting medium which we are seeing day to day our life is the mirror, okay, which we used to see ourselves, or the mirror which are in car, bike, like that. So those mirror can able to reflect the light. Lens as well as prism only refract the light. Okay, it refract the light. So when light pass from air towards the prism, then light again tends to refract. Okay, it refract based on the incidence angle. Correct? So it have two plane surface. So this is one plane surface, and in this side we have another plane surface. The angle between these two plane surface is taken as A. A means angle of prism. Okay, the top vertex angle in a triangle structure of prism, the top vertex angle known as angle of prism. Okay, so this surface is refracting surface. You may have seen it in prism. We have two polished surface, okay, two plane surface. That surface is refracting surface. So light only refracted in those two surfaces only. Okay, so consider this is our prism, and this angle taken as angle of prism, capital A. We incident a light, we say incident ray. Okay, it creates some angle with normal. That angle is known as angle of incidence. Correct? Angle of incidence. So this incident ray move from rarer medium to denser medium. Then what will happen from rarer to denser? It moves towards the normal. Okay, it bends towards the normal. So after the refraction, it bends towards the normal. Okay, so this ray is refracted ray, and we take this angle is refracted angle R1. Okay, then again here we have two medium, denser medium, rarer medium. When light passes from denser medium to rarer medium, it moves away from the normal. Okay, denser to rarer, it moves away from the normal. So let's we draw a normal for this line. Sorry. So we draw normal, then light moves away from the normal. Okay, so this angle known as emergent angle or emergent ray. Emergent ray is the one which comes out from the medium. Okay, which comes out from the medium, which comes out from the prism. That angle known as emergent angle. Then we take this angle is the incident of the glass prism. Okay, this is one incident and this is another incident in this structure, this line. So we take this angle as R2. Clear? Then we instant this incident angle and instant that emergent ray. Okay, we just extend it, meet at a certain point. This angle known as angle of deflection. Okay, how much angle deflected? It's supposed to, this light supposed to go like this, but instead of going like this, light bend like this, correct? Okay, instead of going like that, our light is bent. So the angle between these two is known as angle of deflection, correct? So we take it angle of deflection. Okay, then we join these two lines. Okay, these two normal lines, just extend this and find this angle. See, this is a triangle. Okay, in this triangle we have this angle. Here we have R1, R2. In triangle, totally angle enclosed by the triangle 180 degree. 180 minus R1 plus R2, correct? So this angle is R1 plus R2. Okay, so what will be this angle? Opposite angle each is equal. Okay, so we have two lines. If this angle is I1, then this is also I. So here we have I, then this total angle will be I. Here we have R1, then this angle will be I minus R1, correct? Okay, similarly this angle, total angle will be E. Okay, this angle, total angle E. Here we have R2, then the remaining angle will be E minus R2. Okay, E minus R2. So we can write the deflection formula. So deflection angle is del. Okay, so this is our incident ray supposed to go like that, but instead of that it is going like this. So how to find incident deflection angle? We have a trick. Exterior angle of triangle is equal to opposite sum of opposite interior two angles. So in a triangle, say if this is a triangle, okay, in this exterior angle is equal to sum of another two interior angle, opposite interior angle. Okay, not this angle but opposite two angle. So exterior angle is equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. Similarly for this triangle, okay, for this triangle, this is our exterior angle del. So del equal to sum of opposite to interior angle I minus R1 plus I minus R1 plus E minus R2. Correct? We can rewrite this equation as del equal to I plus E. I take minus common because here we have minus R1 minus R2. Then we have R1 plus R2. Okay, just rewrite the formula. Clear? Now consider this rectangle shape. Okay, we have 4 sides here. So we draw this rectangle. So this top angle, angle of prism A, okay, which is here. Then this angle 180 minus R1 plus R2. 180 minus R1 plus R2. Okay. Then this angle, it is a normal line as you see here. So this is our prism and this line is normal. Then the angle between these two definitely will be 90 degree. Correct? So similarly for this line, here our normal. So angle between these two should be 90 degree. So this angle and here also the angle is 90 degree. Okay. So total angle enclosed by a rectangle will be 360 degree. Correct? Or if you take square, the total angle will be 360 degree. So we can write A plus 90 plus 90 plus 180 minus R1 plus R2 equal to 360 degree total angle. Correct? So we have A plus 90 plus 90, 180, 180 plus 180, 360. 360 minus R1 plus R2 equal to 360. So 360, 360 get cancelled. Then we have A equal to R1 plus R2. Okay. So this is angle of prism. Angle of prism equal to R1 plus R2. Clear? So we'll solve the numerical. The question is, in an equilateral triangle or equilateral prism, the angle of incidence is 60 degree. Then find angle of deflection. Okay, that is the question. Angle of incidence 60 degree. Find angle of deflection. Kindly note on the question. So as they said in first word, it is equilateral prism. For equilateral prism, all the angle in 3 sides will be 60 degree. Okay, then angle of incidence given 60 degree. So draw a normal. Angle of incidence also 60 degree. So we have to find angle of deflection. Okay, so let's apply Snell's law here for this first interface. Apply Snell's law. Okay, so outer medium incidence angle. So mu A sin I. Outer medium is air as it given in problem. Mu equal to 1. Here also mu equal to 1. Equal to, then light after refraction goes towards the normal from denser to rarer. So inside we have mu P, refractive index of prism, then sin R, refracted angle. So mu A is 1, sin 60, angle of incidence given 60 degree. Mu P root 3, sin R, we don't know sin R. The sin 60 value root 3 by 2, so 1 into root 3 by 2 equal to root 3 sin R. Root 3 can cancel, then sin R equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so for sin R equal to 1 by 2, we have R equal to 30 degree. For sin 30 degree, the answer will be 1 by 2. Okay, so this is our R1. Yeah, here we have R1, 30 degree. For the second interface, Apply Snell's law. Okay, so this is our second interface and this will be our incident angle. Okay, so after the refraction it moves away from the normal, then we have to find this emergent angle. Clear? So this medium and its angle mu p sine r2. Okay, r2 will be our incident angle for the second interface, equal to mu a sine e. We have to find e. We don't know the value of r2, so how to find r2? Simple. This is our normal. This angle will be 90 degree, correct? So this angle 90 degree, we already found r1. r1 is 30 degree. If this angle 30 degree, then 90 minus 30 will be, here we have 60 degree. In a triangle, total angle will be 180. So here we have 60 degree, here also 60 degree. 60 plus 60, 120. The remaining angle will be 60 degree. Okay, actually it's come like a perfect triangle, equilateral triangle. So it comes like a perfect triangle, right? All the 60 degree equilateral triangle. So if this angle is 60 degree, for this normal, total angle will be 90 degree because it is a normal line. Okay, so 90 minus 60, the remaining angle will be 30 degree. So the R2 value will be 30 degree, correct? Then apply here mu p given in the problem, root 3 sine 30 degree equal to mu a is 1 sine e. Okay, so for sine 30 degree, the answer is 1 by 2. So root 3 1 by 2 equal to sine e. Okay, so sine e is root 3 by 2. Then e is, for sine which angle we have root 3 by 2? For 60 degree. So our answer is 60 degree. Clear? So a triangle will come like this. All have 60 degree. So equilateral prism, incidence angle 60 degree, refracted angle also 60 degree, correct? Then here also we have equilateral prism. So incident angle, then refracted ray. So all the three have 60 degree, and here also we have 60 degree. Okay. Second problem, angle of prism given 75 degree, incidence angle given 45 degree. Okay, angle of incidence 45 degree. So we have to find angle of emergent. Similar problem. So it after reflection goes like this and goes like this. So this angle R1, this angle R2. Then the refractive index of prism given root 2. For the first interface, we have incidence angle, so mu a sine I equal to mu p sine r. Mu a1 sine I 45 degree, sine 45 equal to mu p given root 2 sine r we have to find. So sine 45 value 1 by root 2 sine r2. So root 2 it will be 2. We have 1 by 2 equal to sine r2. So r2 equal to, for sine we have 30 degree. So sine 30 degree will be 1 by 2. Then we found r1. Sorry, this value is r1. Okay, this r1. We know prism formula, a equal to r1 plus r2. A given 75 degree, r1 we found 30 degree plus r2. So r2 will be 45 degree. Okay, for second interface, mu p sin R2 equal to mu A sin E. So mu P given in the problem root 2 sin R2. So sin R2 is 45 degree. Here we have then mu A1 sin E. Okay. So find the answer of E. Then third problem. So triangle given, okay, prism given, and angle of incidence given as 60 degree. Okay, I equal to 60 degree. Then do Snell's law for first interface. Mu A sin I equal to mu P sin R. So refractive index given root 3. Okay, mu A1 sin I sin 60 equal to root 3 sin R. Sin 60 value root 3 by 2 equal to root 3 sin R. Root 3 root 3 can cancel. Sin R equal to 1 by 2. R equal to 30 degree. Okay, so if I take R equal to 30 degree, it goes somewhat like this. So here R is 30 degree. Okay, so for assumption, if this is 30 degree and here we have normal line, this total angle will be 90 degree, correct? This total angle 90 degree. Then 90 minus 30, this angle will be 60 degree. Okay, 90 minus 30 60 degree. As we know, in a triangle, the total angle enclosed by the triangle will be 180 degree, correct? So see here in this triangle, okay, in this triangle, this angle 120 plus this angle 60, 180. So from these two angles we have 180 degree. Then what will be this angle? 0 degree. Does it possible? So it cannot be 0 degree. Okay, definitely we have some angle here. If we have angle here, then the total angle will be more than 180 degree, which is also not possible. So what will happen here? As we found, the angle of first refraction is 30 degree. This 30 degree will go like this. Okay, so instead of moving to the second interface, it moving to the bottom of the prism. Clear? So the ray refracted like this. Okay, so in this triangle, this angle 30, here we have 30, then the normal line create an angle of 90 degree, correct? So this total angle will be 120, 120 plus 30, 150, and the remaining angle will be 30 degree, correct? Remaining angle will be 30 degree. Okay, so draw a normal line for this. If this angle 30, this total angle 90 degree for normal line. If this angle 30, then here we have 60 degree. So now angle of incidence is 60 degree, correct? Angle of incidence is 60 degree. So for the second interface, write mu P sin I equal to mu A sin E, correct? Mu P root 3 sin I sin 60 equal to mu A1 sin E we have to find. Okay, so value of sin 60 is root 3 by 2 equal to sin E. Then root 3 will become 3 by 2. So sin E equal to 3 by 2. What we have here, sin E equal to 1.5. Does it possible for a sin value? For sin, the maximum value is 1, correct? For sin 90 degree, the maximum value is 1. Then after sin 90 degree, the value will get reduced. In the graph, if you see that, in a sinusoidal graph, Okay, the maximum value will be sin 90. After sin 90 degree, the value will reduce to 0. And again it goes in opposite direction for minus 90, minus 1. Again it reduces to 0. Okay, so the maximum value of sin is 1, but here we have 1.5. Now what is the angle here? We can't be able to find E here by this. So what will happen here? Find the critical angle. We know the formula for critical angle. Sin C equal to 1 by mu. So sin C equal to 1 by mu is root 3 for prism. Then here we have sin E equal to 3 by 2. So if you see here, our sin E value is greater than critical angle. Okay, our incident angle sin 60 degree is greater than sin C, correct? So sin 60 degree is our incident angle for this interface is greater than critical angle sin C. Now what will happen if incident angle is greater than critical angle? Total internal reflection takes place here. So now we don't get an emergent ray here. Our ray won't comes outside the prism. Instead of that, it gets total internal reflection. Again it goes to the same medium. We know about total internal reflection. Bouncing back of light to the same medium. So whenever it reflected, then we apply laws of reflection, correct? What is second law? Angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. Correct? Angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. So now this angle will be 30 degree. Okay. Now for this interface, we have to find the incident angle. So what is this incident angle? We have to find it. Okay. So how to find? We know normal line. It create an angle of 90 degree. Okay. For this normal, we have 90 degree. And it is 30 plus 30, 60. 60 plus 90, 150. And the remaining angle will be 30 degree. Okay. Total angle 180. So remaining angle will be 30 degree. Now we know this incident. The remaining angle 30 degree. Now it will comes out. So we have to find this emergent angle. For third interface, this is second interface. For third interface, we can apply mu p sin I equal to mu a sin E. Okay, mu p given root 3, sin I 30 degree. So sin 30 degree equal to mu a 1, then sin E. For sin 30, 1 by 2. So root 3 into 1 by 2 equal to sin E. So sin E equal to root 3 by 2. So E equal to 60 degree. Okay. So this is our answer. So next topic, factors on which angle of deviation depends. The first factor, refractive index of prism. So when the refractive index of prism increase, then angle of deviation also increase. Then second, angle of prism A. If A increase, then angle of deviation also increase. Then third one, wavelength of light. So if wavelength of light increase, then angle of deviation also increase. So wavelength we know start from VGR. So wavelength is in increasing order. For violet, less wavelength, red more wavelength. Okay. So for violet, less angle of deflection. Okay. So deflection for violet, angle of deflection inversely proportional for wavelength. Okay, for wavelength inversely proportional. So less wavelength, more deflection. So less wavelength for violet, it have more deflection than red. Okay. Then fourth one, angle of incidence. So how angle of incidence create an effect in deflection? We will see with a graph. So this is the graph which we are going to draw for your practical exam. So we have angle of incidence versus deflection. So now what will happen, for one particular incident angle, the angle of deflection is equal to angle of incidence for one particular angle. Okay, if you take a prism, one particular angle, the angle of incidence, for example, if I take 30 degree, is equal to angle of deflection for one particular angle. Okay, so the graph will come like this. For this angle, angle of deflection equal to angle of incidence. If this is 30 degree, here also we have 30 degree. Okay, so I1, I1. Then after that, it will again increase. Okay, for the particular incident angle, the angle of deflection will increase. So it have a different characteristics for angle of incidence. Okay, it behaves different. When you do this experiment, you can able to find it. For certain angle, our angle of incidence and angle of deflection will change. Okay, we usually did this in 10th standard, I think. In a prism, okay, we use two pins and then we see the pins in other side of the prism, then we calculate the angle of deflection. Okay, so for a particular angle, we have this characteristics, angle of deflection equal to angle of incidence. Then after that, our angle of deflection will increase. Okay, so the important notes, del is del minimum for only one value of angle of incidence. So at that value, we know angle of incidence equal to angle of emergent also. So angle of incidence equal to angle of emergence. Okay, it creates a straight line. So angle of incidence equal to angle of emergence. Okay, then again R1 equal to R2 also. So R1 equal to this R2. So all the value will be equal. Then only we have same value of angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Correct? Then another angle, we have two incidence angle. You see here. So this is our incident angle, and if we have another incident angle, then if you take another value, here we have one incident angle, and here we have one incident angle. Correct? So 1, 2 for same deflection, 3, 4 for same deflection. So how it is possible? When you look from here, when you look from this side, this is your incident angle. Okay, you have some reflected angle here. When you look from another side of prism, this is your incident angle. Here you have a reflected angle. Okay, deflected angle. So just like that, we have two angles for another angle of incidence. Okay, we have two deflection. We solve one problem. So we have a question for a particular prism at incidence angle 32 degree, we have del equal to del minimum. Okay, at incidence angle 32 degree, we have del equal to del minimum. Okay, so here I equal to del for 32 degree. For 25 degree, what can be the possible value of E, emergent ray? So how to find it? We draw a graph. Okay, I solve it here. It comes somewhat like this. For 32 degree, we have del equal to del minimum. So this is the minimum angle for del deflection. If you see here, this is the minimum angle. After that, the angle will increase in left side also, in right side also the angle will increase for deflection. Okay, for deflection. So this is our del minimum. At which degree? At 32 degree. So I equal to 32 degree. Then what will happen for I equal to 25 degree? So if I take this is 32 degree, then somewhat 22 come here, for example. Correct? Then we have two angle of incidence, correct? Two angle of incidence. So here one angle of incidence, then here also one angle of incidence. Okay, so we can say this distance 25 degree. If I take 1 degree equal to 1 centimeter, then this distance will be 7 centimeter. Correct? This distance 7 centimeter. Then what will be this distance? Definitely more than 7. Okay, this x2, if I take this is x1, the distance between these two lines x1, then these two lines x2, then x2 will be definitely more than 7 centimeter. Okay, if you see this graph, in this graph here we have less curve, here we have more curve. So this distance must be more than this distance. Okay, so our x2 must be greater than 7 centimeter. Okay, so if I take, here we have 25 degree. If I take exactly 7 centimeter, then we have 32. Okay, exactly 7, we have 32. There is no option for 32. Sorry, from here, yeah, from here. From here, if I take 1 centimeter, 1 degree, then we have 33, 2, 34, 3, 35. Our x2 should be greater than 7. Okay, it should be greater than 7. Then if I take 7, 39 from here. If I take 7, here we have 39. But it should be greater than 7. So if I take 8, here I have 40. Okay, if I take x2 is 8 centimeter, which is greater than 7 centimeter, then I have 40 here, 40 degree. Correct? So our option D is correct answer. If I take 7, which is exactly equal to x2, I have 32. But here this condition is not satisfied. We should take more than 7. Okay, we should take more than 7. If I take more than 7, if I take 8, then 32 plus 8, 40 degrees. So 40 degrees our correct answer. Clear? Then let's derive one important formula. If a prism is kept in air, at minimum deviation, at del minimum, at del equal to del minimum, we know I equal to E and R equal to, sorry, R1 equal to R2. Now what is angle of prism? Angle of prism equal to A equal to R1 plus R2. Then R1 is equal to R2 as per this condition for del minimum. R1 equal to R2. Then we can take A equal to 2R. Okay, A equal to 2R. Then R equal to A by 2. Okay, what's the formula for deflection? Del equal to I plus E minus A. From this condition, I is equal to E, so I can take del equal to, I take I equal to E equal to I, so I plus I 2I, 2I minus A. Okay, so from this formula I can take I equal to del, this del is del minimum. Okay, for minimum condition, del equal to del minimum. So del minimum plus A divided by 2. Okay, so for the prism, apply the formula for this prism. Incident ray, normal line, refracted ray and refracted ray. R1, R2, incident angle, emergent angle. Then this will be angle of diffraction. So for ideal situation, for first interface, we take mu A, we don't know what is that medium, sin I equal to mu P sin R. Okay, take all the value as it is. We don't know mu A value, we don't know mu P value. Okay, we don't know sin I, sin R. For this derivation, we take it like this. Then from this equation, we take mu A as air. If I take air here, then mu equal to 1. So mu A will be 1. Sin I equal to mu P sin R. From this equation, take mu P equal to sin I divided by sin R. Now substitute this value. Sin I is del minimum plus A by 2 divided by sin R. R is A by 2. So sin A by 2. Okay. So this is the value of refractive index of prism. Clear? So note down homework problem. First problem, mu P refractive index of prism √3, angle of prism 60 degree, find del minimum. Okay, by using the simple formula diagram. Then second question, angle of prism 60 degree, del minimum 30 degree, mu P. You have to find by using this formula. Okay, these two will be your homework. So all should write your notes and post it in group, and then you have to post your homework also. Okay, if you post your notes, then only you will be present. Thank you.